Hello, I'm Sunil Rao from the Duke Clinical Research Institute. I'm here in Washington, D.C. at CRT 2011. And I have the pleasure of Professor Silber from Munich, Germany, the director of the Heart Center on the ESAR, talking about the VALENTINES trial. Professor Silber, thanks for joining us.
Well, first of all, thank you for being here. Actually, we're going to present very brand new results called the VALENTINES trial. People ask, why is it called the VALENTINES trial? Well, we did a snapshot registry study starting on Valentine's Day last year, which is February 14th, as you know. And the enrollment was about 10 days. So around the world, 250 patients were enrolled with in-stent restenosis.
Well, so you said the enrollment took how long?
10 days, around 10 days.
You enrolled 250 patients in 10 days. That's remarkable.
Oh, yes.
That is really remarkable. I'll ask you a little bit after you're done telling us about the results, how you were able to do that.
Well, of course, you need a good infrastructure. All the centers were allocated before the trial started with ethical committee and so on. And everybody knew that the study will start on Valentine's Day. So some physicians piled up patients because you don't have in-stent restenosis every day. So they were collecting the patients, which were elective, but there were also some acute patients, unstable patients, but most of them were elective, so they could be scheduled for February 14th or the following days.
That's terrific. So tell us a little bit about what you were studying, what the technology was in the trial that you were studying.
Patients were enrolled having in-stent restenosis as a diagnosis, and as you know, in-stent restenosis is a kind of bad disease because first you do a stent, you place a stent, and you have a great result, and the patient loves the doctor, but then the patient comes back after 6 or 9 months feeling angina again, and starting with a whole variety of problems. Of course, we know that drug-eluting stents have solved the problem to some degree, but they have not really abolished it. It still exists. So in-stent restenosis in bare stents was initially, many years ago, treated by brachytherapy, very effective, but then the drug-eluting stents replaced brachytherapy, but it still is around. So we need treatment options, and stenting in-stent restenosis, as far as we have the data so far, is not a very good option because the recurrence rate is also high, sometimes even 20%. So some years ago, a new method came along, the drug-eluting balloon, which actually is not a drug-eluting stent, but it's a drug-eluting balloon. That means you put in the balloon releases a drug, paclitaxel. All the drug-eluting balloons available have paclitaxel, and within seconds, 30 to 60 seconds of balloon inflation, the drug enters the vessel wall and does its job. And it has been shown initially that it's a very effective treatment for in-stent restenosis of bare stents. But we do not know whether this is also working for drug-eluting stents. Maybe next question.
Yeah, so tell us about what you found in the trial.
Well, overall, 250 patients were enrolled, and the overall results showed that the recurrence rate of another restenosis was in the single-digit range. It was around 7%.
And this is over what period of time?
This was about the mean time of 8 months.
Okay.
And what is important that this registry study had a very good monitoring, because in many registries you rely on the data of what physicians enter or the nurses enter. But this had a very good monitoring of approximately 60%. That means 60% of all the data were confirmed at the site, and also the angiograms were looked at. So this was a very high sample size of control.
And it was angiographic follow-up, or did you look at
clinical events? No, it was just clinical follow-up. Yeah. But we looked at the angios of the initial procedure and looked if the protocol was really taken serious and whether there were protocol violations or not. But a single-digit number, I think, in these sick patients, and don't forget, about 1/3 of the patients had diabetes, and about over half of the patients had diffuse long in-stent restenosis. So these patients were rather sick, and we were very happy to see the single-digit number of restenosis, especially drug-eluting stents. So I think this study first of all confirmed that the balloon which was tested in the study, which is called the Dior, or Dior, I don't know how you say it in English, Dior 2, this was an improvement of the Dior 1 balloon. The Dior 2 balloon has a reservoir for the drug in a shellac, structure. That this balloon also works for instant restenosis of bear stents, so it confirmed previous results. But what's new is that it also works for instant restenosis in drug-eluting stents.
Any safety concerns during the course of the trial?
Well, the stent thrombosis rate was 0% for in-hospital, but after long run, for 6 months, it was about 1%. So it is in the acceptable range, which is known. Of course, we have to do more analyses. Today, there is no clear regimen how long you need dual antiplatelet treatment after using a drug-eluting balloon for instant restenosis and drug-eluting stents. We don't know that. So for that, probably we need randomized trials.
Now, is this balloon already available in the EU?
It is CE marked. It is available in most of the European countries, and other centers participating, like in South America or India, Asia, Israel, they're also using this balloon.
Well, these are very exciting results, and I appreciate you coming by and telling us about it. Good luck with your presentation.
Thank you.
And thanks again for joining us.
Thank you.